Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Emma, the English podcast, where we help you speak English clearly, confidently, and naturally. I am Emma.
And I'm Jack. Hello, everyone. I am very happy today.
You always say that.
Because I am always happy when we record.
That is sweet. Why are you extra happy today?
Because I had coffee.
Ah, yes. Coffee, your true love.
Excuse me. English is my true love. Coffee is second.
Good answer. Before we start today's topic, everyone, if this podcast helps you improve your English, please follow the show and share it with one friend who is learning too. When you practice together, you improve faster.
Yes, and don't just listen, speak with us. Pause the podcast, repeat sentences, use the examples in your real life.
Exactly. Now, Jack, today's topic is dangerous.
Dangerous?
Yes, because these three words confuse almost every English learner.
Oh, I know. Though, although, even though.
Yes. Tell me honestly, did you ever confuse them?
When I was younger, yes.
Because they look similar, they sound similar, and sometimes they feel the same.
That is the problem. Many learners think they are exactly the same.
But they are not. They are cousins, not twins.
Nice explanation. So today we will explain them slowly, in a simple way, with real examples. No stress.
No stress, just clarity.
Okay, first question. What do though, although, and even though actually do?
They show contrast.
And what is contrast?
Contrast means two ideas that are opposite or surprising. For example, I was tired, but I finished my work. Being tired usually means you stop, but here, surprise, you continued. That is contrast.
Good. Now listen carefully. I finished my work although I was tired.
Same idea, different structure.
Yes.
Instead of using but, we connect the ideas in one sentence. That's where these words come in.
Okay, Emma, tell me about although.
Although is calm. It is neutral. It is slightly more formal. For example, although it was raining, we went for a walk. Simple.
So rain normally stops people, but they walked anyway.
Exactly. Now you can also say, we went for a walk although it was raining. Both are correct.
So position is flexible.
Yes, beginning or middle, both are fine. But remember something important. Never say, although it was raining, but we went.
Oh yes, double connector. Wrong.
Yes, choose one, not both.
Okay, now tell me about though.
Though is more common in speaking. It feels lighter, more relaxed. Example, though I was tired, I went to the party. Same meaning as although.
So difference is small.
Yes, very small. But here's something interesting. You can use though at the end of a sentence. For example, I didn't like the movie. The music was good though.
Ah, yes, we cannot do that with although.
Correct. Not possible. Only though can sit at the end like that.
It sounds very natural in conversation.
Very natural.
Okay, now I think this one is stronger.
Yes. Even though shows stronger contrast, more emotion, more surprise. Example, even though I studied for weeks, I failed the exam.
Ouch, that feels painful.
Exactly. It shows the situation was difficult or serious. Another example, even though it was freezing, they went swimming.
That is crazy.
Yes, that's why we use even though, to show, wow, that was unexpected.
Okay, let's compare all three with one idea. Rain example.
Good idea. Although it was raining, we played football. Though it was raining, we played football. Even though it was raining heavily, we played football.
The last one feels strongest.
Exactly. So think like this. Though, casual. Although, neutral, slightly formal. even though, strong contrast.
Let's imagine a real-life situation. You are very tired, but your friend invites you out. What do you say?
I might say, I'm tired, but I'll come. Or, although I'm tired, I'll come.
And if you want drama,
Even though I'm exhausted, I'll come.
exhausted sounds serious.
Yes, and even though matches that strong feeling.
Okay, let's talk about mistakes. What mistake do learners make most?
Two big ones. First, using but together with although or even though. Wrong, although I was tired, but I went. Correct, although I was tired, I went.
And second mistake?
And second mistake, using even though for small, normal situations. For example, even though I was a little hungry, I ate. That sounds too dramatic.
So use even though when the contrast feels strong.
Yes, strong or surprising.
Okay, listeners, small challenge. Give them a sentence.
All right, you are sick, but you go to work. Pause and make a sentence with although. Although I was sick, I went to work.
Good. Now with even though. Even though I was very sick, I went to work.
See the difference? The second one feels heavier.
Explain the emotional feeling one more time.
Okay. Although, simple contrast. Though, relaxed, natural speech. Even though, emotional, strong contrast. It's not just grammar, it's feeling.
English is not only rules, it's emotion too.
Exactly.
Let's do a quick mini conversation. You start.
Although I don't like horror movies, I watched one yesterday.
Oh, really? Why?
Because my friend chose it. Even though I was scared, I didn't close my eyes.
Very brave. I don't like horror movies either. The music is interesting though.
Perfect use of though at the end.
So what should our listeners remember today?
3 things. 1. All 3 show contrast. 2. Don't use but with them. 3. Choose based on emotional strength.
And practice. Always practice.
Yes, use them in your daily life. Make small sentences. Speak out loud.
Okay, I'm thinking about something. We explained the meaning and strength difference, but I feel like learners still hesitate when they actually speak. They understand it, but when it's time to talk, their brain freezes.
That's very true. Understanding is one level. Speaking naturally is another level. Let's move deeper now. Let's talk about structure and rhythm, because sometimes the problem is not meaning, it's sentence building.
Yes, sometimes learners stop and think, should I start with although or should I put it in the middle?
Exactly. So let's slow it down. You have 2 basic structures. Structure 1, although plus subject plus verb, main sentence. Example, although I was nervous, I gave the presentation. Structure 2, main sentence plus although plus subject plus verb. I gave the presentation although I was nervous. Both correct.
Is there a difference in feeling?
Yes, slightly. When you start with although, the contrast feels prepared. It's like you are setting up the situation first. But when you put it in the middle, the focus is more on the action.
Oh, interesting. So if I say, although I was scared, I spoke. The fear comes first. But if I say, I spoke although I was scared, the action is stronger.
Exactly. Very small difference, but it changes focus.
Let's talk about something real. Imagine someone is shy, but they start a YouTube channel. How would you say that?
Good example. She'll say, although she is shy, she started a YouTube channel.
Or stronger, even though she is very shy, she started a YouTube channel.
Yes. Now listen to the emotional change. Although she is shy, normal contrast. Even though she is very shy, wow, that's brave.
I like that. Okay, but here's something that confuses people. Can we use these words with negative sentences?
Yes, absolutely. For example, although I don't like coffee, I drink it sometimes.
That sounds like you.
Excuse me?
You always say you don't like coffee, but you drink it.
That's different. I don't like it, but I need it. See? Perfect contrast example.
So you could say, even though I don't like coffee, I drink it every morning.
Yes, that shows stronger conflict.
Sometimes when learners use although, it sounds too textbook, too perfect. How can they sound more natural?
Good question. In speaking, many native speakers prefer though, especially in casual conversation. For example, I didn't sleep much. I feel okay though.
That's very common. We don't always build long, complex sentences. Sometimes we split them.
Exactly. Instead of, although I didn't sleep much, I feel okay, we can say, I didn't sleep much, I feel okay though. Shorter, more conversational.
That sounds very real life. Can tone change meaning? For example, if I say, I liked the food though, it feels like maybe something was wrong.
Yes, that's a very important point. When though is at the end, it often softens criticism. Example, the movie was long, the acting was good though. It means overall maybe not amazing, but one positive thing.
So it's like balancing negativity.
Exactly. It helps you sound polite. Instead of saying, the movie was bad, you say, the movie wasn't great. The music was nice though, much softer.
Ah, so though at the end is socially intelligent.
Very much.
Let's push deeper into even though. When should we really use it?
When the situation feels unfair, difficult, surprising, or emotional. Example, even though he apologized, she didn't forgive him. There's emotional weight.
Yes, that feels serious. Another one. Even though they trained for months, they lost the final match. That feels painful.
Exactly. Now compare, although they trained for months, they lost. That sounds factual, but even though adds drama.
So if you were telling a story and you want emotional power, use even though.
Yes, it's very powerful in storytelling.
Okay, Emma, quick challenge. I'll say a situation, you choose the best word. Ready?
Ready.
Jack, small situation. It was a little cold. We went outside.
Although it was a little cold, we went outside. Because it's not dramatic.
Good. Next, it was minus 20 degrees. They went swimming.
Even though it was minus 20 degrees, they went swimming. That's crazy.
Perfect. Next, I didn't like the color. I bought the shirt.
I didn't like the color. I bought the shirt though. Very natural spoken English.
Nice. Let's act a small scene. You're my friend. I'm complaining about work.
Okay.
I'm tired of my job. Although the salary is good, I'm not happy.
Good sentence. You used although because you're comparing two important facts. Money is good, happiness is not.
Now you respond.
I might say, even though the salary is good, your happiness matters more.
Ooh, that sounds supportive.
Yes, even though makes it stronger emotionally.
There's another mistake learners make. They sometimes say, even I was tired though I finished. That's mixed.
Yes, word order confusion. Correct structure is, even though I was tired, I finished, or I finished even though I was tired. Keep it clean. Subject plus verb after the connector.
No half sentences.
Exactly.
I think the biggest problem is fear. Learners overthink. They stop, they panic.
Yes, and here's the truth. Even though you make small mistakes, people will still understand you.
Nice use.
Thank you. Communication is more important than perfection. If you hesitate too long trying to choose the perfect word, conversation dies.
So sometimes just say but. It's okay.
Yes, you don't always need complex sentences. Although complex sentences sound advanced, simple sentences are powerful too.
That's comforting. Let me ask you something personal. Was there a time you used even though in real life?
Yes, when I first started teaching publicly, even though I was nervous, I continued.
That's strong.
Very strong feeling. So even though matched that emotion. What about you?
Although I failed my first driving test, I tried again.
Good use. You see, real life is full of contrast. That's why these words are important.
Let's give listeners a mini practice. Say a sentence without contrast.
I was afraid.
Now add contrast.
Although I was afraid, I tried.
Stronger.
Even though I was afraid, I tried.
Powerful. You can feel the emotional upgrade.
Yes. And here's something beautiful. Language reflects courage. When you say, even though I was scared, I spoke, you are telling a story of strength.
That's deep. Okay, we talked about emotional strength, but I still feel there's something deeper. Sometimes learners understand the grammar, but they don't feel when to use which one. How do we develop that feeling?
That's a beautiful question. You develop it by listening to real English, movies, podcasts, interviews. You'll notice something interesting. In casual speaking, though appears a lot. In storytelling or emotional moments, even though appears. And in formal writing, although appears more often.
So environment matters. Casual conversation, though, neutral or formal, although, emotional or dramatic, even though.
Exactly. Let's talk about formal writing for a moment. If you're writing an essay, for example, although technology has many benefits, it also has disadvantages. That sounds academic, professional.
Yes, I wouldn't say technology has many benefits. It has disadvantages, though, in an academic essay.
Right, that sounds conversational. So choosing the word also depends on the situation.
You said earlier that even though is powerful in storytelling. Can we build a small story example?
Of course. Listen carefully. Even though he grew up in a small village, he became a world-famous artist. Do you feel the contrast?
Yes, it feels inspiring.
Now, remove even. Although he grew up in a small village, he became a world-famous artist. Still correct, but less dramatic.
Yes, the emotional punch is softer.
Exactly. Now imagine motivational speaking. Even though life was difficult, she never gave up. That sentence carries strength.
I like that. So if learners want to sound inspiring or powerful, even though helps.
Very much. Okay, let's go slightly advanced. Sometimes I hear native speakers pause before though. For example, I liked the restaurant, though it was expensive. Why that pause?
That pause creates rhythm. In speaking, contrast often comes with a slight pause or tone change. Try this. I liked the restaurant. It was expensive though. Notice how though softens the criticism.
Yes, it's almost like you're adding a small correction. Yes, it's polite disagreement with reality.
We said before not to mix although with but what about this? I was tired, but I finished. Is that weaker than although I was tired, I finished?
Good question. But is very direct, short, simple. Although sounds more structured, more advanced. But both are correct. If you're speaking quickly, but is completely fine. Don't feel forced to use complex connectors.
So fluency first, complexity second.
Exactly. Even though advanced grammar sounds impressive, clear communication matters more.
Nice use again.
Thank you. Jack, is there ever a situation where using even though sounds too dramatic?
Yes, if the situation is small or normal. For example, even though I was a little sleepy, I watched TV. That sounds too emotional for something simple. Better, although I was a little sleepy, I watched TV. Or just, I was a little sleepy, but I watched TV.
So match emotional level with word strength. Exactly. Language is balance.
Let's act one final casual conversation. I'll start. I didn't like the first half of the movie.
The ending was good, though.
Yes, that's very natural. Now another one. Although I practiced a lot, I made some mistakes during the presentation.
That's okay. Even though you made mistakes, you spoke confidently.
That sounds supportive.
Yes, because even though emphasizes that mistakes didn't stop success.
I think contrast sentences are actually life sentences, because life is full of even though.
That's very true. Even though learning English feels slow sometimes, you are improving. Although you make mistakes, you are growing. Even though confidence doesn't come immediately, it builds step by step.
I like that. It feels motivational without being dramatic.
That's the beauty of these connectors. They allow you to express struggle and strength in one sentence.
Okay, before we finish, quick summary. Though, casual, flexible, can come at the end. Although, neutral, structured, slightly formal. Even though, strong emotional contrast.
And never use but together with them. Choose based on emotion and situation. Practice speaking them naturally.
I think today we removed a big confusion.
Yes, now learners don't just know the rule, they feel the difference, and that's real progress.
All right, everyone. If this episode helped you finally understand the difference between though, although, and even though,
Emma, make sure you follow Talk Emma, the English podcast. Share this episode with one friend who always pauses and thinks, which one should I use? And most importantly, even though English can feel difficult sometimes, don't stop speaking.
although fluency takes time, consistency wins.
And even though confidence doesn't appear overnight, it grows every time you practice.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Keep speaking. Bye, everyone.